third one is for Arpana Buddhi. Once we have the result, so Nishkama Karma, Ishvara Prasada, Bhava while doing the action, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, and finally the Saranagati or the surrender to the divine. So these are the various steps which we would require. Okay. Now, unfolding the architecture of a yogi, a 20 daily applications from a sequential spiritual technology, shifting the practitioner from intense personal discipline to ultimate devotional surrender. We'll call it in 4 phases. Phase 1 is the samatva, that is equality and equanimity. What is equality? Equality when I look outside. Equanimity when I look inside. Equanimity and equality are the 2 pillars on which our Vedanta Adhyayana and Vedanta Sadhana is based on. This is the foundation, and you can see in chapter 2 the details about it. Phase 3 is the pure duty. You are given this duty to do by the divine. And so, as a sattvic doer, you keep on doing the duty. That is the phase 3. Of course, phase 2 is that while doing the duty, detachment or the mechanics of detachment. Then finally, the Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. What are the 4 here? Samatvam, Asanga, detachment, and then divine order is this duty. And finally, I surrender the fruit to the divine. These are the 4 phases. Let's explore with each one of them. Change, ma. Diagnosing the psychological shift in the practitioner. A normal practitioner, what is the motive? Personal gain. Elation, despair. I am the doer. The karmic accumulation, the karmic residue, which we call as the vasanas. This is where we all of us are. From that sakama karma, we have to move on to nishkama karma. What is that? What is the motive here? It is duty given by the Lord. It is purification, antaranga suddhi, or visuddhanta karma. And then what is the view and success of about success and failure? Equanimity. Taking it equally, samatvam. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Sense of doership, I am not the doer. The nature is doing, the gunas are acting, and I am mere an instrument. And the end stage is liberation from the turmoils of the world. Then the final stage, of course, will be the Ishvara Arpana, where the divine love and worship is the transcendent love is the motive. And the grace, Ishvara Prasada Buddhi, is the taken with every sort of, the endeavors that I take up. And I am merely an instrument. For that, what is required? Bhakti. What is bhakti? So, Swarupanusandhanam bhaktirityabhidiyate, Shankaracharya. Means the undercurrent for either Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga or Jnana Yoga is the Bhakti. Bhakti is the platform on which all these things interact. You change it. Doesn't matter. You change it. Change the slide. You.
Why do you keep
Don't worry. We are not worried about that. Serving the root of samsaric dependency. All of us are dependent on the samsaric dependency. What we do? We do an action and expect a fruit. The fruit may be favorable, unfavorable, or mixed. Anishtam, ishtam, misharincha. Any one of the 3 can happen. So, what I will do? The first and foremost sloka of Gita, this sloka about Karma Yoga, all of us know by heart. What is that? कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भू मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. That is the important. So what is this? Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You have only your purview, your jurisdiction is only to conduct the activity. Ma phaleshu. You have no role to play what will happen. An IIT student is there, he is preparing. Whether he gets the seat or not is dependent on what? Several factors. His input and along with all the others' relative contribution only will make him whether he will succeed or not. So the phala is never in your hand. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachi. Ma karma phala heturbhu. Don't think that you are the cause of the fruit. What I will do always, when I do an action, some result comes. Yeah, I only did it, so I got it. Some action fails. No, because of me only it failed. Or Lakshman does action. I say my action is failed because of Lakshman. Either I will attribute the success to myself or I attribute my failure to Lakshman. That is ma karma phala hetu. Then, okay, if I do all these problems, let me not do anything and then keep quiet. No. Mate sangostva karmani. Akarma is not, you are born, you are a bundle of energy, you are a bundle of the chaitanya there, and you are bound to act. How can you not act? Mate sangostva karmani. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have only the jurisdiction up to the point of doing your activity. Never in the zone of the fruit. Fruit is not decided by you. It is already decided by external forces, including the divine will, Ishvara's will. And don't think that you are the cause of a positive action and your friend is the cause of a negative outcome. The positive and negative outcomes, either you are the cause nor anybody else is the cause. That doesn't mean you stop activity and keep quiet. Like a wood, like this table. Isn't it? So what a beautiful way. So what I should do? I should use a scalpel and cut it somewhere. Where should I cut it? Every action. When every action I do, karmanyevadhikaraste, I don't have anything to do with the fruit. That is called the asanga or the nisanga, non-attachment with the fruit. Then fruit who gives? Who gives the fruit, Lakshman? Ishvara gives. So whatever is given, I will accept it as Ishvara person. Who gave this activity to you to talk here? Ishvara only gave. Ishvara Sankalpa only brought all of us together here through Narayan Murthy garu. Okay, Ishvara has brought me here. Ishvara will decide the fruit. The slide will work and I may not work. Ishvara decides. Krishna cannot decide. Krishna is there as an instrument there. Krishna means our Krishna, who is sitting there, not Lord Krishna. Okay, so you should detach from the fruit. Ishvararpitam nechaya kritam chitta sothakam mukti sathakam. Anybody heard this? Yeah. What is that? Ramana Maharishi is the Karma Yoga. Ramana Bhagavan, Ishvararpitam. You submit your activity, doing and result both to Ishvara. Na ichaya kritam, nechaya kritam. Don't have any attachment or desire or kama towards the action. Nishkama karma. What will happen if I do that one? Chitta sothakam. It purifies. Leave it like that. When I say next, you can do it. It's okay. So chitta sothakam purifies my heart. So purifies every endeavor of whatever I do. Mukti sadayakam. Does it give mukti? If you do action properly, will it give mukti? No. No book says that. What it will do? It will give you an eligibility for mukti. So without studying IIT, will you get IIT degree? No. But studying 12th class properly and writing the examination will give you an eligibility for that. So without getting the eligibility, how do you aspire for mukti? How do you get the eligibility? By karma. Karma yoga, jnana yogyata prapti. Jnana Prapti, once it occurs, automatically it will result in, at one day or other, it will fructify and then result in the mukti. Next. First one is Mate Sangostva Karmani. Already we have seen that part. सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा धनंजय योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि being karma yoga and do the karmani plural योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय नेच्छय कृतं सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा. There will be a day where you are honored and you are given shawls and then you say a great person. There will be another day he is a useless person. The work may give you a beautiful fruit you want or end up in a failure. You have seen our Sarma machines. First time what did happen? Did we reach the moon? No. Second time what happened? We reached the moon. Siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Tell me another definition of yoga. There is no better definition of yoga than samatvam, equanimity, equality outside, equanimity inside is the yoga. Next one. Mastering the mechanics of detachment. Okay, everybody says you detach from your work. Don't have any asakti. Asakti. Oh, two words. If you say asakti, no attachment. If you say asakti, you have attachment. Little difference in the phrase. Asakti. From asakti to move to asakti. From sangha you move to disanga. How do I do that? तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर. तस्माद् आसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर. You do your activity without attachment. त्यक्त्वा कर्म फलासंगं नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः. त्यक्त्वा कर्म फलासंगं, attachment with the karma and the fruit, he has done that. Nityathrupto nirashrayah, ever contented. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha, self-contented. Yallabhase nija karmopatam vitam tena vinodaya chittam bhaja govindam bhaja मूढ़मते यल्लभसे निज कर्मोपातम नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः. What happens then? Karmanyabhipravrittopi, even though he is deeply involved in the activity, naiva kinchit karoti saha, he is not doing any activity. This is what is called karmani akarma, akarmani karma. Another sloka is also there about that. Okay. So should I become a sannyasi and go and sit in the beach, Ganges beaches or Himalayan caves? No, that's not what he said. Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. Anashritah karma phalam, not having any ashraya or attachment to the karma phala, karyam karma karoti yaha. He conducts the activity that is destined for him. Sannyasi, he is the sannyasi. Sayogi cha. They sannyasi and yogi. Sannyasi is the jnana marga, yogi is the karma yoga marga. That person is the karma yogi, that person is the jnana yogi. Who is that? Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sannyasi cha yogi cha. Okay. Na niragnir na shakriyah na nir agnir agni karya That is all 5 rituals in Karmakanda. Somebody is having. Niragnir, not doing that. Not doing that is not yogi and sannyasi. Na niragnir na cha kriyaha, double negative. Na niragnir na cha kriyaha, not the one who stopped activity. Sannyasi and yogi is not the one who stopped activity. Fire there symbolizes the activity, daily activity, course. Okay. अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न च क्रियः. Maintain a constant momentum in your work. Cultivate profound non-attachment to whatever you are given to ask to do. Remove the external dependence. I am dependent on her, dependent on him, dependent on this particular factor to go ahead. So the factors are not under your control. You come to the hall, let's say there is no power, then what will happen? There is no backup in this room. Can't help it. So factors are not under our control. Don't be externally dependent. You have a plan B for that or plan C. Plan A doesn't work. Then you do plan B or plan C. And finally, embody the practice of the paradox of action. What is the paradox of action? Act vigorously and not get attached. So if you are very much through in the action, you have a tendency to get attached to that. And that avoiding that is called the mastering the mechanics of detachment. Next. Okay, how do I do that? ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिव अम्भसा. Where is this Padmapatra? This is a Pankaja Patra. Padmapatra is the Pankaja Patra. Pankam is mud. Pankaja, one which has come from that. Does it take any of the mud on the leaf? You see, they are very clean. And no water, no mud, nothing sticks to it. Why? Why it doesn't stick, Chaitanya, biologically? There is a cuticular coating on the leaf which doesn't allow anything to stick onto that. Like that, you also develop a coating on your thinking in the mind, not to get attached with it. That is the meaning. Padmapatram iva ambhasa, like a lotus leaf on which water doesn't stick. Brahmanyadhaya karmani, we have to keep I have to surrender to the Lord. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam chektva karoti yaha. Without attachment, he does the action and he submitted the action to the Lord. Ishwararpana, Ishwarapasa. Without attachment, without any kama, without nishkama, you did the action. Lipyate na sa papena. Papena ante punyena also. Whenever you say papa punya dvandva, he is not affected by merit or demerit. Lipyate na sa papena padmapatramiva ambhasa. Act solely on the principle. Perform the task entirely because it is an Ishvara given task. I have to do is slavery. I will do is bravery. You want to be a slave or a brave? This is given to me by Lord, so I will do it. What I have to do is that my boss has asked me to do slavery. No, don't be a slave to the karma. You are a master of the karma. How to master it? Lipyate na sa papena padmapatram ambhasa. Eppudu? When? Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam chektva karoti yaha. Okay. Discard the romanticism of escape. We are all very romantic to escape. No. If I do, there may be failure. Let me not do. No, my boss will never like my work, so I will abscond from work. A non-trier never succeeds. A non-trier has got no chance to succeed. A trier only has got a chance of success. Abraham Lincoln, 16 times he failed to become the president. Then finally he became the president. Means what? Avoid the romanticism of non-action. Okay. Purify the mode of action. How? Brahmanyadhaya karmani. Ishvara is giving, Ishvara is the decider of the. Embody the principle of Padmapatra, detachment. Let us see the next. Now, what are the steps? Of course, everything is a programmed stepwise fashion, isn't it? Life is a stepwise fashion. And this Karma Yoga also is a stepwise fashion. You see the 12th chapter, the 12th verse in the 12th chapter. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. Abhyasa is constantly doing repetitive work. Abhyasa. Abhyasa means repeatedly practice. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. Don't mechanically do things. That is the lowest. Okay. Instead of mechanically doing, do with the knowledge of doing it. That is the jnana. Have the required know-how. Why you are asked to do, what has to be done with that knowledge. That is better. Instead of repeatedly doing without thinking what is the logic behind doing it, doing better is better with knowledge is better. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. Next step. Jnanadhyanam viparita. So, instead of doing with knowledge, do with attention, jhana, single pointed activity, Ishwararpana. Dhyanam is even superior. Dhyanat karma phalatyagam. Dhyanat, even beyond the surrender, this is detached from the fruit. Karma phalatyagam. Then what will happen? Tyagat shantiranantaram. The next step will be shanti only. What is shanti? Amma, what is shanti? What is silence?
It is almost like it is shanti.
Define silence.
Absence of sound.
Right. What is shanti? Absence of ashanti. Absence of ashanti is shanti. Shanti, what is light? What is absence of darkness? What is darkness? Absence of light. What is silence? Absence of disturbance. Disturbance of what? Worldly disturbance. If you have worldly disturbance, you have ashanti or shabda. If you want to have nishabda, get away from the worldly disturbances. Is it possible zero? No, I can't be zero level. But this is not all or none. The more as much you try, so much you can attain. The switch all or none. If I put it on, it gets on. If put it on, it's not all or none. Shanti and nishabda are not all or none. The level you practice, you will get it. Achinchama vyapadeshyam Shantam Shivam Advaitam Turiyam Manyante Mandukya Upanishad. So Shantam is Shivam. Shanta is Shiva. Shiva is Shanta. Shiva is Mangala. Anything else is Amangala. Shiva is Shanta. Shanta is Shiva. Chagat Shantiranantaram. Let us see that language. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vipaschitaha dhyanat karma phalatyagam tyagat shantiranantaram. These are the steps. Okay, I'm given a task, repetitive coding, programming. Okay, do it. Then you know why tomorrow you want promotion. If you go on doing mechanically, nobody gives promotion. Show the knowledge about that and then probably you get it. Is that adequate? Then I must have the focus of attention. That is the single pointedness. Ekagra buddhi. That is the dhyana. And that dhyana is sufficient. No, I have to give it to the Lord. Karma phala tyagam. Then what happens? No problem. Whether you get promotion, siddhi, good. Asiddhi, no promotion, no problem. चित्स्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्. Okay. Next. The pinnacle of divine surrender. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. You started where? Where did you start? First one. Samatva, equality, equanimity, non-attachment. Second one. Third one is Ishvara Prasada Buddhi, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, final one. Ishvara is giving the fruit, Ishvara is giving the action. Third level. Fourth level is everything is under divine will. No, you may say, I have free will, I can do whatever. No, you cannot. You think that you have. Free will can act only a small proportion, percentage. The rest of it is all divine will. We are all under the cosmic divine will. So the Sanskrit anchor for that is Sarva Karmani Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa. Sarva Karmani Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa Nirashir Nirmamo Bhutva Yuchasya Vigatajvaraha. Yuchasya. Do the war. What war? Lakshman, what war you want to fight? Kurukshetra? No. What war you will fight? The war of life. Yuchasya means act. Yuchasya here, not a command to take a war against Pakistan. Yuchasya is you be engaged in the activity that is given to you, the war of worldly life. How to do that? Vigata jvaraha, no fever while doing that. No feverish active anxiety while doing that. Remove the feverish anxiety of doing the activity, that is Vigata jvaraha. Sarva karmani sanyasya. What is sannyasa? Anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. Adya sannyasa. Not going away, not being a recluse in Himalayas. Sarva karmani sanyasya yukta asita matparaha. Be composed and then be oriented to the divine way. Karmanyabhi pravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. What is here? Sarva karmani sanyasya maya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuchasya vigatajvaraha. Transform daily activity into a worship. Why? Work is worship, they say. Every activity is a God activity. As I take up a worship, I will have to do that. Then, the unity of unify the karma and bhakti. Karma and bhakti are not separate. For doing the activity, bhakti is what? Dedication, devotion, oneness with the task what you are doing. That is the bhakti. So, with the bhakti, you do it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, you have several activities. Yat karoshi yadasnasi yat juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Means what? Whatever you eat, you give it to me. Wherever you go, you give it. Not like that. All the activities that you are doing, yat karoshi, whatever is being done, yadasnasi, whatever you are eating. So, Lakshman, today you had breakfast, right? Who gave the breakfast?
Teacher.
Who gave the breakfast? Divine will. There is a lizard on the wall. Who gives the food for it? There is a prey, a small insect catches. Without divine will, nothing happens. That's why our teaching is, if you take anything, just mention the name of Ishvara. With that grace only I am doing. You say that. That is yadasnasi. Yat karoshi yadasnasi yajjuhoshi. Juhoshi means yajna. What is yajna here? Do you mean it is Vaiswadeva yajna or Agnistoma yajna? No. There are also yajnas. But the yajna is daily life. Concentrated activity is yajna. Yajjuhoshi dadasi yat. You give something. I have given a donation, 5,000 rupees. Finished. It is said, when you give something, the giving right hand is giving. Left hand should not know what the right hand is giving. Left hand should not know what the right hand is giving. That is the way you give. Don't advertise what is given anyway, either in the press or in the media or the friends. Don't have to mention. Dadasi yat. Yat tapasyasi. Tapasya is the tapa alochana. Alochana means intense thinking. That also you put it on the Lord. Enduku? Why? Why? Why you have to put always think about the Lord? కమలాక్షునర్చించు కరములు కరములు శ్రీనాథు వర్ణించు జింహ జింహ కంజాక్షునొకగాని కాయంబు కాయమే పవన కుంభిత చర్మ భక్స్త్రిగాక. So always engage in the divine, this one in your mind, in your thoughts. Yat karoshi yadasnasi yajjuhoshi dadasi yat yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. A first person mat, mama, ma in Gita should always be read as Parabrahma. It is you have to move from Ekarupa Saguna Krishna Ishvara to Vishwarupa Ishvara to Nirupa Arupa Nirguna Ishvara. The mama, ma, my, me, I there in Gita always stand for the Parabrahma. Don't interpret as blue boy Krishna or the Radha Krishna there. You can worship him, nothing wrong. But beyond that you have to see. Okay. So yat karoshi yadasnasi. That is over. Then what is the next one I have to? Yataha pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. Yataha pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. Swakarmanam tam abhyarcha. Doing their own activity, maybe a butchery, maybe a cutting salon running, maybe a beauty parlor, maybe a surgeon, great man. No, that's it. Swakarmanam tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manava. Whatever activity that is given to you, you perform it with utmost dedication, devotion, Ishwararpana buddhi and Nishkama buddhi. And that itself is the Siddhim Vindati Manava. Swabhava Niyatam Karma Urvanna Apnoti Kilvisham Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swanustitat Swabhava Niyatam Karma Urvanna Apnoti Kilvisham. Next one. Okay, we are coming to the close. Karma Yoga, we have started with those 4 leaves and we have understood what are those 4 leaves. And then we practice all the 4 leaves, each containing 5 instructions, total 20 instructions. The framework allows any modern professional to walk the exact evolutionary path mandated by the sacred scripture. Next one. There is one last sloka. Yeah, this is what is very important. Because Vyasacharya, through Krishna Bhagavan's mouth, when he is concluding Gita, he has used 2 things. Gita closing verses. And these closing verses are, one is Manmana Bhava, the other is Sarvadharman Parityajya. Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pratijani Priyosime. The same verse comes in 9th chapter also. Similarly, second line is slightly different. We are now focusing on the 18th chapter. Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te. Who told? Who told this? Pratijane, I promise you. Usually you promise something to the God. Here the Lord is coming and promising. Why? Why he is promising? Priyosime. You are very dear. You are my dearest. That is why I am telling you. Because you are priyosime, I am telling you Pratijane. I give you the warranty. No product in the world comes with warranty. This comes with an eternal warranty. What is that? Read the sloka in the reverse order. Mam namaskuru. Primary step. Be utmost reverence to the work you have. The second one is Madhyaji. Do it with like dedication, all that devotion. Yaji yajna, like a yajna. You do. Mad bhakta. Underlying bhakti should not be lost. And absorbed in that activity. Manmana bhava. So manmana bhava is the highest point. Mad bhakti, madhyaji, mam namaskuru. How I go? Mam namaskuru, madhyaji, mad bhakta, manmana. Absorb into that. What will happen? You will be eligible for IIT. You have not become IIT. You will be eligible for moksha. Your jnana yogyata prapti will come. From then automatically, kalena atmani vendati. From there, in time, you atmani vendati, you learn, you know the atma. Kalena. Karma yoga is the first step. What are the 4 steps here? Mam namaskuru, madhyaji, madbhakta, manmanabhava. Manmanabhava means there are no two, becoming one. The work and you are not two. Your work and work is. Your work and work is. That amount of absorption, tadatmyam, total involvement, whatever you call, is that is the pinnacle. For that, what you should learn? You must have a reverence for the work. Mam namaskuru. Mam here is the work. Work in the form of Lord. Madhyaji, do it with all the, like a yajna. Work is worship. Do it like a yajna. With surrender and bhakti. That is the mam. The second one, third one is mad bhakta. The fourth one, man. Anybody who follows the path will become manmanabhava. He identifies with the work. This one verse is singled out by Shankaracharya as the verse of Bhagavad Gita. This verse. So I'm closing in another 2-3 minutes. Now you see, you have several things. What is Ishvara for me? Ishvara is a tool for me. Just like I have a mobile phone is a tool, I will use Ishvara. For what? To get my gains. That is the state we are on. Why I go to temple? Because I want my daughter to get married. Why I go and worship Vishweshwara and take a dip in Ganges? Because I want to get rid of my sins. Although there is a layer of sins always existing on it. This is why we want to use Ishvara as a tool. Ishvara is not a tool. He is not a sadhana. This is called sadhana bhakti. I am using the Ishvara as a sadhana to get something for myself. Sadhya bhakti. From sadhana bhakti, you become to sadhya bhakti. All my endeavors is to reach him. Not he helps me in doing that. To get absorbed in him and reach him, which is called the sadhya bhakti. Move from sadhana bhakti to sadhya bhakti. How it is possible? 2 important things in life. One is prayer, the other is svadhyayana. Everyone must have. Prayer is the easiest means to cultivate nearness to the Lord. What type of prayer? Need not be 3 hours of ritual, flower throwing, harati and all sorts of things. Need not be. Maybe also. Need not be. It can be a nature worship. Go Aditya is there every day. How many of us get up and see Aditya? We have never seen. He comes so beautifully. Chant Aditya Hridayam. Chant your Shankaracharya's Sivamanasa Stotra. Chant Omkara. Any type of worship. Prayer is the most important way to connect from the mundane to the highest. Okay. Second one is Svadhyayana. Svadhyayana is self-study. Study about the psychiatry, his subject, or medicine, my subject, or computer science, your subject, or banking, his subject, no problem. What is most important? Svadhyaya here. Swa is Adhyatma, body, Atma. Atma study, Atma Jnana study, you should not forget. Swadhyaya pravachanena na pramaditavyam. Taittiriya Upanishad. Swadhyayanamu pravachanamu. To tell whatever you have learned is the pravachan. So prayer and swadhyaya are important. Don't use Ishvara as a tool, and Ishvara is the goal. From tool to goal. Okay. Now the 4 pillars I am showing you. Mam Namashkuru, Madhyaji, Madbhaktaha, Manmana Bhava. That pinnacle, if you want to reach, you start from here and go step by step. Next one. So Madhyaji, Madbhakto are explained in very detailed way in the slide here. I'm sharing these slides for want of a time. I will close it another 2-3 minutes. He has given the mic around 9:20 or so. So maybe I have another 5 minutes. So what is that? What is that? Balamurali Krishna. You would have heard. Okay. Or you would have heard Bharata Ratna. Amma, MS. What a great singer. Does she can't? Do you think that when she is singing, she will miss the Shruti? Always she will keep one eye on the Shruti. That Shruti is the divine vibration that you are always aspiring for. Whatever you do, Yatkaroshi Adasnasi Yajugoshi, that Shruti, Tambura Shruti, you should not miss. The Tambura Shruti is the underlying current on which every other wave can only give a beautiful orchestrated music. If the Shruti is lost, the orchestrated music will not be there. Any singer, even the persons who are drum beating or violin, they also follow the same Shruti. All of them are on the same Shruti. That Shruti of music is the same Shruti of Shruti Vedanta. Their Shruti, yes, capital R, Shruti. That is, you write the Rukara, Haru, under that. Here, Shru. Star, Sra, Shru. This is Shruti. That is Shruti. That Shruti is the same as this Shruti. Never miss the Shruti of life. Then you will automatically, your music orchestration of Karma Yoga will be wonderful. Now, okay, next one. Pratijane priyosi me. I promised you about this. Unlike the chaotic material world offering zero guarantee for anything, the verse here by Bhagavan contains a cosmic assurance for everyone. Did he single out anyone? Priyo asme, you are very dear. Who is very dear? Who is dear? Lakshmana, are you dear? We read the verse, he has put the second person there. He did not say Arjuna. Priyo asme, you are dear to me. Who is it you? Everyone who follows that, he is dear to him. The second person there is anyone who follows that. Okay? You see the table? The state of the mind, the lowest state, sakama karma, material gain, and then transactional, and then God as a tool. The next one, nishkama karma, utility and duty, selflessness, dedicated, God as the master. The third level, mumukshu, seeking liberation, anchored, devotional, God as the ultimate target. Jnani, the pure love, effortless flow of karma, indistinguishable from the God. Then Jnani is indistinguishable from the God. God and Jnani are same. Brahmaiva san, Brahmavid, Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahmayeva bhavati. Brahmavid Jnani. So, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namashkuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. With one analogy, I will close it. Hopefully, same. The spiritual liberation, path of mystic and secular mastery, you read the slide. The last slide is this one. यो अप्सुनावं प्रतिष्ठितां वेद प्रत्येव तिष्ठति. How many of you? I think most of you must be familiar with this. यो आप्सु नावं प्रतिष्ठितां वेद प्रत्येव तिष्ठति. यो यः आप्सु in the water navam pratishthitam veda. He knows how to keep a boat in water. Pratyeva tishtati. He will be in an exalted position. What is keeping the boat in water? Sir, you are there. You want to cross Ganges. We require a boat or not? We require, isn't it? Even the Lord Rama also required boat. No? ఆ గుహని పడవ ఎక్కి నీవు గంగను దాటావంట, సంసార గంగ దాటు పడవ పంపవా నాకంట. ఆ గుహని పడవ ఎక్కి నీవు గంగను దాటావంట, సంసార గంగ దాటు పడవ పంపవా నాకంట. Which is that పడవ? This is the boat. This boat is given for us to transmigrate. Suppose there is a boat, you are traveling. You want the water to come into the boat or water should be outside? If you should, boat should be in the water and the water should not be in the boat. Yo apsu navam pratishthitam veda pratyeva tishtati. Be in the world, worldly activity, karmic activity, don't have any residue, travel smoothly through the samsara sagara or the water of Ganges there, without allowing the water getting into the boat. The moment you get the worldly water to get into the boat, what will happen? Sunk. You are drowned. That's why every one of us is drowned. Yopsunamam pratishthitam veda pratyeva tishtati. Om tat sat. Here ends the Karma Yoga. What is the Karma Yoga? It is an ending for the Karma Yoga and a beginning for the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yogyata. Then what will happen? Nothing will happen. You have to be in the Jnana. What is that? Karta piva karayita pinaham. Bhokta piva bhojayita pinaham. Drashta piva darshayita pinaham. केवल स्वयं ज्योतिरनी दृगात्मा. केवल स्वयं ज्योतिरनी दृगात्मा. कर्तापि नाहं कारयितापि नाहं भोक्तापि नाहं भोज्ययितापि नाहं द्रष्टापि नाहं दर्शयितापि नाहं. केवल स्वयं ज्योति anidrugatma. That is the jnana. So we'll probably have another occasion to speak about the jnana. I thank all the organizers for a wonderful.